Okay, Greg, for this next video I'm just going to quickly show you how to switch between what's called the tune setting or the decay setting for each drum pad when you assign a sound. The reason that's important is unfortunately with the SP-12 and the SP-1200 you can control some of these various settings here, the tune, decay, mix, and there's something called multi-mode. That's don't need to talk about right now, but you can change the settings for the pads with the individual sliders here. But one of the issues is you can't be in both tune and decay mode or setting at the same time. You have to pick one or the other inside the settings for each pad, and then once you have it set, you can change the tune or the amount of decay at the end of the sample, kind of with the sliders here, and it kind of shows you your slider values like in the LCD window. But I think for you trying to get to understand the sound of the SP-12, that tune setting is going to be more important most of the time. So I'll show you how to just adjust that real quick for each pad. So right now I have a sample on D8. And just to ensure that I can change that pad is set to tune, I'm going to go to Setup, and you see here we're 18. It says Decay Tune Select. So I'm going to just type in 1.8. Excuse me. Yeah. So I think I put in the wrong value here. Okay, there we go. So I put in I typed 1.8 and it says decay/tuning select sound. I'm just going to hit my pad. I'm on D8. And you see here it shows D8. And it says currently that it's set to tuned, but I can toggle between. If I hit 1, it says tune. If I hit 2, it goes to decayed. And then if I hit 1 again, so I can just keep toggling by hitting 1, 2. Once you have the setting that you want, then just hit enter. Okay, so now I'm going to exit setup, and so it already was set to tune, so it's so I didn't really change the setting, but that's how you go to change it. And now, when you can see when I'm changing the slider for D8, you can see like the 8 slider it's kind of jittering a little bit. That's because of these sliders are a little scratchy, unfortunately. So anyway, you can see I'm adjusting it. So now, I can keep. As you can tell, I'm obviously changing the pitch. Again, if you wanted to go back to the decayed mode, you just type 1.8. Select the sound, I'd hit 2, just select decayed, and now exit setup. Now you can see it's like decaying the end of the sample, and if I go to adjust the setting, you can see how much decay. So if I go to 0, it's decaying very heavily, and then as you bring the slider up more, it's releasing the amount of decay. But again, the decay range is set by that. The amount of decay or tuning, like the range that you can decay or tune, is set with another parameter, and it's a special setting in the setup, and I'll show you how to do that. So as well. So so I'm going to go back and change it to tuning again. So 1.8 my pad, and I'm going to set it back to tune. So I'm going to hit 1. Now I hit enter. So now when I go to change my tuning settings, to changing the tuning. to change the range of the tuning that I can use, because you have 16, these sliders have 16 discrete levels, but in reality, so there's 16 pitch ranges, but I think they give you at least maybe around, I don't know if it's 40 pitches that you can discrete. Maybe it's 32. I can't remember. But you can, if you can imagine the slider being like 3 times as long, and so you'd have pitch ranges going all the way up here. These ones are in the middle and more, and then more at the bottom. There's a setting that allows you to determine what range of this entire pitch range that you can use using the sliders, and that, I don't know if that's a good analogy, but that's kind of what it is. So to change that range, you go to Setup, and then you're going to type in 23 Special, 23, and then use the slider to use the slider now to slide between all your options, and it's setting 20. This init decay / tune. So now just type in 20, 2, 0, and this is init decay tune, select sound, so I'm going to hit my pad again. Now it shows you the range that it's set to, and it's currently set at 16. So if I want it to be a higher pitch range, I can keep moving this up to as high as 31. Now here there's a difference between SP-12 and SP-1200 here. On the SP-12, there's only 3 settings for this feature that we're looking at right now, the init decay tune setting. It's called low, mid, and high. So low is like the bottom range, mid's the mid range, and high is the high range. On the SP-1200, they give you a little bit more granularity, so instead of 3 settings, they let you set between 0, 0 for the lowest and 31 for the highest. So I'm gonna change the setting down to like something lower now, like 4. So after you get the setting that you want, then just click Enter. I'm going to exit Setup, and I'll play back my sample. It's very slow. So if I want to raise up the pitch, so it's obviously like the pitch range is much lower right now. So anyway, that's how that feature works. So it's good to know that, so you can experiment kind of getting the sound of the SP-12, SP-1200, because a big part of the sound of these units is to actually sample into the unit at a, with like a sped up turntable, and then to actually pitch down the sample more to get more of that sparkly crunch that the unit gives. So again, good to understand how to change the pitch range settings so you can get as aggressive as you need to with the tunings. All right, there's the end of this one.